The poor girl's eyes widened as she stared at the glittering necklace in the millionaire's hand. Her fingers twitched nervously, and her lips trembled. That necklace, she whispered. Her voice was barely audible, almost drowned by the soft hum of the luxurious room around them. The millionaire turned, curious, his eyebrows raised. He had been expecting admiration, perhaps awe, but not the sudden hesitation that now colored her expression. "Yes?" he asked, his tone smooth, confident. "Do you like it?" The girl took a deep breath, her mind racing. She had been working in this household for months, unnoticed, overlooked, just another servant in a world of wealth she could never belong to. Yet something about this necklace, it felt familiar, almost impossibly so. Her heart pounded, memories flooding back with painful clarity. That's my mother's necklace," she blurted, her voice cracking with a mix of fear and disbelief. She didn't know why the words came out so quickly, why she couldn't stop them once they were spoken. The millionaire froze, the necklace glinting in his hand. His smile faltered for the first time that day. "I beg your pardon?" he asked, his voice a mixture of surprise and caution. He had dealt with admirers, thieves, even spies, but never had anyone spoken to him like this. He studied her closely. She was trembling, yes, but there was something in her eyes that made him pause, a strange familiarity, a sense of truth he couldn't ignore. "My mother, she wore a necklace exactly like this," the girl continued, her hands clasped tightly in front of her. She used to tell me stories about it. About how it came from a family she loved deeply, a family she never got to meet again. I think this is hers." Her voice broke, and she bit her lip, afraid of the millionaire's reaction. He stared at her, stunned. The necklace had been a family heirloom, lost decades ago under circumstances he thought were sealed forever. No one should have known its story, and yet here was this poor girl, speaking with a certainty that made him question everything he had believed. "Where did you say your mother?" he began slowly, choosing his words carefully. She passed away when I was very young," the girl said softly, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "I was told this necklace was gone forever, that it belonged to someone else now. But seeing it in your hands, I can't explain it. It feels like fate, like she's trying to tell me something." The millionaire's hands shook slightly as he held the necklace closer, examining it. He had known every detail of it, every engraving, every subtle flaw that marked it as unique. He had been searching for it for years, but never in his wildest dreams had he imagined that the person who would recognize it was a girl from the streets, from the life he had long thought too humble to touch such grandeur. "You say this necklace belonged to your mother," he said carefully. "Do you know how it ended up here?" The girl shook her head. "No, I don't. My mother never told me much. She said only that it was taken from her, that people she trusted betrayed her. I never understood. But seeing it now, I feel like all the questions I had, all the pain I felt, is connected to this." A heavy silence fell between them. The millionaire, a man used to commanding the world around him, felt a strange unease. He had everything, wealth, power, influence, but this girl, trembling and poor, held in her voice a truth that shook the foundations of his carefully ordered life. He lowered the necklace slightly, studying her face. There was something undeniable there, a spark of recognition, a connection that defied explanation. "Your mother, what was her name?" he asked, his voice quieter now, almost hesitant. "Lila," she whispered. "Lila Marquez." The millionaire froze. Lila Marquez. The name echoed through his mind, a ghost from a past he had long tried to bury. Memories of a woman who had been beautiful, strong, and wise came flooding back. A woman he had once loved, lost, and thought he would never find again. "Lila," he muttered under his breath, almost as if saying her name aloud could summon her spirit. His eyes met the girl's, searching for confirmation, for proof. "Tell me, are you certain?" The girl nodded vigorously. "I'm certain. I may not have her face, I may not remember much, but this necklace, it carries her essence. It has her touch, her memory. I feel it." Tears filled the millionaire's eyes, unbidden, as decades of regret and loss pressed down on him. He had spent years trying to forget, trying to bury the pain, but now it was all there, undeniable, in the presence of this girl. I can't believe this," he whispered. I've searched for this necklace for so long, and yet, it was in my hands when you recognized it. The girl took a cautious step closer, her voice trembling but determined. Sir, I know I am nothing to you. I am just a poor girl, someone who cleans your house, serves your guests, and remains invisible. But this necklace, it connects me to her. To my mother. I need to know the truth. The millionaire swallowed hard. The room felt suffocating now, filled with the weight of unspoken words and buried secrets. He had lived with the knowledge of what had happened to Lila, the choices he had made, the betrayals he had endured. And now, in front of him, stood her daughter, an innocent, vulnerable girl, holding the key to a past he could neither escape nor deny. Your mother, Lila, he said slowly, carefully. She was a remarkable woman. Strong, kind, and full of life. And she was everything to me. I thought I had lost her forever. But seeing you, seeing this necklace, it's as if fate itself has returned her to me in another form. The girl's eyes widened. You knew her? She asked, barely able to speak. Her heart pounded in her chest, a mix of fear, excitement, and disbelief. The millionaire nodded, his voice breaking slightly. Yes, I knew her. I loved her, more than anything. And I failed her. I made mistakes. I let people take things from her, hurt her, and I could not stop it. I thought I had lost her, and in losing her, I lost myself. The girl's hands shook as she reached for the necklace, touching it gently, reverently. She loved you too, she whispered. She never stopped talking about you, about the dreams she had for us, for me. I remember fragments of stories, bedtime tales, things she said about hope and courage. And now I understand why she cherished this necklace so much. It was a symbol of love, of connection, of family. The millionaire closed his eyes, letting the flood of emotion wash over him. He had lived in a world of gold, of wealth beyond imagination, yet none of it had prepared him for this moment. A poor girl, trembling and frightened, had uncovered a truth that he had spent a lifetime hiding. He began, then paused. Words failed him. How could he explain decades of regret, of lost love, of mistakes that could never be undone? And yet, here she was, alive, whole, and holding the proof of everything that had mattered. Sir, the girl said softly, I don't want anything from you. I needed to know. Needed to see that part of my mother still exists, somewhere, in someone who cared for her. That's all I asked. He looked at her, really looked, and saw not a servant, not a poor girl, but the living connection to a woman he had once loved more than life itself. You have your mother's heart, he said finally. Her courage, her spirit, and now, you carry her legacy forward. Tears streamed down the girl's face as she nodded. I will, she whispered. I promise. The millionaire held out the necklace, offering it to her. It belongs to you, he said. You are the one who should have it. You are the one who carries her memory forward. Keep it safe, as a symbol of who she was, and who you are. She took it carefully, almost afraid to touch it, as if handling it wrong might shatter the fragile bridge between past and present. The moment felt sacred, timeless, as if the universe had conspired to bring them together in this room, in this instant, to right a wrong that had lingered for decades. I will, she said again, her voice steady now, filled with newfound resolve. I will honor her. I will never forget her. And I will never forget this moment, this truth you have shared with me. The millionaire nodded, a mixture of relief, sorrow, and joy washing over him. And I will never forget you, he said softly. You are her daughter, yes, but you are also yourself. Strong, brave, and unafraid. And in seeing you, I feel as if I have found a piece of her I thought was lost forever. They stood together in silence for a moment, two souls connected by love, loss, and the invisible thread of destiny. The necklace sparkled between them, a symbol of hope, of memory, and of the unbroken bond between mother and daughter, between past and present, between hearts that had been separated by fate but were now finally reunited. The girl looked up at him, her eyes bright with tears but also with determination. Thank you, she said, for trusting me, for sharing her with me, for letting me know the truth. He smiled, a genuine, heartfelt smile that reached his eyes. No, thank you, for reminding me of her, for keeping her memory alive, And for giving me hope that love, true love, never truly ends. As she clutched the necklace to her chest, the girl felt a warmth spread through her, a connection she had longed for her entire life. She was no longer just a poor girl, unnoticed and overlooked. She was the living link to a story of love, sacrifice, and unbreakable bonds. And in that moment, she understood that wealth and power were nothing compared to the treasure she now held: the truth, her mother's memory, and the chance to honor it with her own life. The millionaire watched her, a mixture of pride and sorrow in his heart. He knew that the necklace had found its rightful owner, and with it, a piece of his own soul that had been missing for far too long. Fate, he realized, had a strange way of correcting itself. And as they stood together, the past and present merging in a single heartbeat, both of them understood something profound: that love, memory, and truth could never be stolen, never truly lost. They could be hidden, forgotten, or cast aside, but they always had a way of finding their way back, when the time was right, when the heart was ready, and when destiny decided it was time for justice and reunion.